everybody, it's Rose. Welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be the review of the Everyday Tarot made by The Running Press. Today we're just going to talk about the make, the feel, and how great this deck of cards will be good for beginners, intermediates, or seasoned veterans of tarot readers. And just talk about the quality and how good of a buy it is, and basically a great review if you're looking to get it off of Amazon or in any kind of witchy shop, or even at, if you're in Canada, Indigo Chapters, or if you're in the States, I believe it's Barnes & Nobles. So let's get to it. So when you get the deck of cards, it comes in this really nice little box that has a magnet that closes it and shuts it, and then on the inside you have your deck of cards and you've got your book that helps you, your guidebook. Because if you are new to tarot, this guidebook is basically kind of like your Bible for knowing what the card meanings are, if you get them during reading or anything like that. And it's a really great book. It's pretty straightforward. You have like the major arcana for the first 4 pages, and then you've got like the minor arcana broken down into the suits, starting with swords and ending with pentacles. And then if you go more into depth with your guidebook, what's great about it is that it doesn't just have the upright interpretation of the cards, but it also has the reverse. For those who are beginners and don't know, with tarot cards, you can read them either right side up or reverse side down, and they have 2 kind of different meanings to them usually. I'll get more into that in my next video when I show you how a basic reading would go with this deck of cards, just to give you an example of how that would look. But I find it's really great because a lot of guidebooks, they don't give you the reversal. They usually just give you what the card basic meaning is. And this one gives you like a little synopsis. So for example, we have got like the 4 of Cups, and for the upright it says, offer as and opportunities are flowing to you, but for now you're saying no. Contemplate your next step and focus on what is important to you. Now let's say you got that card in reverse in a reading. Your little blurb would be, you are withdrawn from your external environment, feeling uninspired, disillusioned, or disappointed. Refocus on what inspires you. So they're really great, really short, maybe a couple sentences long, that helps you when you're first starting out and you don't really have any gut instincts or any, you're not able to read the cards through just the pages, and it's really great to get you started on what you're seeing and what it could mean in the basics, because all of the cards have a basic meaning to them. You could read them intuitively. Most people don't start that until they have been working with cards for a while. But then again, there are people who are just intuitive readers, and there are people who do mix, and then there are people who just read straight how the cards have their basic meanings that don't change. So it's entirely up to the type of reader you want to be, or the vibe that you get from the cards, or both. Now looking at the cards, you can kind of see that they're pretty well made. Like I want to say cardboard. The paper is of a thicker kind of stock, which is really great. And they've got like this nice little gold boulder to them, like border. Can't even speak words apparently. Border to them, which is really nice. And what's great about the Everyday Tarot is it's not overly done. A lot of other decks that aren't usually meant for beginners or don't stick to the basic like rider weight, which is usually the beginner deck that most people go for. This one's really great because it's very simple. It has the basic symbolisms in there, and it's a purple gold kind of color palette, which is really great because it doesn't overpower anyone, as you can see. And they're easy to read and they're fun. They're a pretty great size. I mean, I have small hands. So if you're someone like me who sadly did not get big hands in life and finds it really hard to shuffle a deck, these cards are great because they're about the same size as, I would say, like a normal deck of cards, maybe a bit wider. They're great for shuffling as well. You can try it out. I tend to break the deck and then fold them within themselves, and they do very well. Obviously, I've had them for a bit, so they do wear and tear on the sides. You're going to find that anyways with any deck. And they do shuffle very well, so like, you can shuffle no problem. The cards are trying to give me a reading while I'm trying to review them. How lovely. And they're just a really great pack of cards. I mean, for a starter deck, I find them to be, if I was starting out and this was a deck to get, I would definitely say that they're a great starter pack to try. Or even for intermediate or seasonal, this is like a great pack of cards to have in like your knapsack, your purse, your bag, your satchel. For like a quick read, and they're really great and easy to use. I find that they're awesome for just general readings, but it also depends on the deck that you have and what their specialty is. So whenever I get a deck, and I always tell people you should interview your deck to know what their strengths, the weaknesses, and all that, because sometimes decks don't like to do certain types of readings, and then other readings they really, really love to do. All in all, it's a pretty great deck. Durable, easy to use, easy to read, has a really great guidebook, to be honest. Really has a lot of imagery that's very straightforward. I would say doesn't stray from the normal Rider-Waite too much. Maybe has a little more Greek mythology base into it than any other kind of mythology, and most tarot decks have a type of mythology or a type of style that they go for. With this one, it's a little more, I'd say it's a mix between Greek and maybe a little bit of Egyptian that you can kind of see with the Wheel of Fortune, where you have, you know, Anubis, and you've got a couple of their gods here going on. I got it here in Canada in $16.50. I got it on Amazon. In the States, it's $12.95. So it's a pretty decent price. I'd have to say a lot of the decks are either $20 or above. So to find a deck that's below $20, I believe before tax or with tax with Amazon, I believe it was, is pretty good. So I would probably give it like an 8 out of 10, and that's someone with small hands. So if you've got normal sized hands or larger hands, I feel like it would be easier to use this deck. So yeah, go for it. If you're looking for something for a beginner, this is really beginner friendly. Intermediate and seasonal, obviously, this is a really nice deck if you're looking for something simple, cute, very elegant looking, and easy to use, to be quite honest. So I really enjoy this deck, and I think it's a really good deck for every type of reader. And it's in a great price range where you're not really breaking the bank to get a tarot deck as well. Just a side note, I know that a lot of people may question it. So before I get a whole bunch of comments saying, oh, if I get my first deck, does it have to be gifted to me? No, it does not have to be gifted to you, and you can gift it to yourself. You know, treat yourself if you need to, but it does not have to be gifted to you. There's nothing that's going to happen to you, no bad thing if you don't get your first deck gifted to you. It doesn't matter. It's just a superstition that really has no fall behind it. I mean, my first deck wasn't gifted to me. I know a whole bunch of people whose decks weren't gifted to them, so it doesn't really do anything. So guys, that's my review for this. I don't know if that helps. If you want any more questions about the deck, please comment below, and I will try to give you all the information I can by answering you or making an additional video. My next video will be me using these cards to show you what a reading would look like with them and how easy they are to really use in a normal reading setting or divination setting. Like I always say before, don't be afraid to click that subscribe button at the bottom and make sure that the little bell is going so that you get all the notifications and you don't lose out on any new content. I am always updating every Thursday, Friday, and Saturday of each week with a new video. And if you got any questions, concerns, or you just want to keep up with any more content, you can always find me on all of my other platforms, which is Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter. And you'll find all of those links on my bio and channel. So please go check them out. And I hope to see you guys for the next video where I show you how to use these cards in a real divination setting of doing a reading. Bye.